you know, another goddamn sequel show. Oh, what you know, another goddamn sequel show. La 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 la
It tastes really good. It's basically a plastic case filled with disgusting meat.
Maybe.
And when's the last time you had a beef stick?
Beef stick. Last time I had a beef stick, it came with a cheese stick in it too.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the varieties.
Yeah, it came from a vending machine, probably at RVC like 4 years ago or something.
Damn.
Shut the fuck up. That is not the last time you had a beef stick.
Well, I've had beef jerky, but
It's
like
not the same thing.
Not the same thing.
Not
yeah,
at
that's
all.
what I'm saying. Like I rarely have the beef sticks.
They're
should
so
try it.
bad good.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They're just so
Like
disgusting.
it's just like traveling on the road 101. You got to get a beef stick and feel like shit afterwards.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the big ones, like the Sasquatch.
For me, it's gas station pizza.
I mean,
That's one of my road stop.
Like a
needs.
gas station, anything.
I can
honestly.
get down on that, man. You guys got to go to the Southern Illinois, man. They got the Godfather's pizza in the Hucks. It's delicious. It's good shit. Brian's tired tonight. He's really tired.
Well, I think if anyone would have an excuse to be Brian, right?
He's only gotten 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like
He's only got 4 hours of sleep. I just was trying to tell him that like some people get 4 hours of sleep all the time.
Well, is that good for them?
See, but you're fine now. That's the thing. That was my
Still
point.
tired.
That was my point. Like before, you're all like leaning back. You're like,
Because they weren't doing
I'm so
anything.
tired, and now you're like, yeah, beef sticks. I love them.
This is the beef stick combo.
I do
So
love
it does-
beef sticks.
So you'll be fine. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, for now,
You will be fine. I mean, you do have to go to work after this, so that's horrible.
yeah.
That does really suck. Like I get to go home and chill out.
Yeah.
So
And then go to sleep, but then we have to go to work tomorrow during the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll
It
get
all
It's so
it all kind of balances out when you think about it. Like
The
you know,
weird thing
except I
is-
won't get 4 hours of sleep.
the weird thing is there's that one time that we went thrifting on a Friday, right?
yeah.
And like we podcasted. He went to work, and I was off on that
I was
Friday.
off for a really long time.
Yeah, I was off on that Friday. So, like, we podcasted on Thursday night. He went to work on Thursday night, stayed up. The next time that I saw him, I had slept an entire night, and then we went thrifting, and he was still up from just working.
Yeah.
It was the craziest shit.
That's so crazy. That's like the two lives.
like yeah,
the,
it was like you had like one long day, and I was like living 2 separate days within
your one long-
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it like, man?
It's terrible.
What's it like? Because I've only ever worked part-time, third shift, and I just could not imagine.
It's all right.
Your life is like the opposite of everyone else's life.
I was gonna say I've always had a banker's hours kind of thing. Even when I worked retail, I was doing 8 to 5 kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it feels like my weeks go faster because like I go into work on like tonight, Thursday night, and then I get off and it's Friday and I'm done.
That's true.
Jeez.
And I'm like, oh
But
shit.
then you got to go in on like Sunday, kind of.
Yeah.
It's Monday morning, Sunday.
But that's like only 4 hours, so
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
true.
like, whatever.
I'm just saying it's weird, man.
I agree.
It's crazy. It's insane.
someone's got to do it though. That's the thing. There's a
People
lot of,
need their packages
People need their fucking
because
packages.
otherwise they fucking go into work and shoot their employees.
That's
Like,
true. That just happened. Current events. Hell yeah. That's what's up.
Also, they were very like,
That's
we're not
what
allowed
this-
to talk about it.
That's what this podcast is
because
about,
it probably
bro.
happens all the time or something.
I don't know. They just
I heard it was like he filed
he's
a
been
grievance.
filing grievances because they have a lot of they fuck the drivers. I would never do that, but
Yeah.
they have like minimum 10-hour days is like their normal day, and they get fucked hard. So he was grieving it because I think they were making him do overtime, and then
And he was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this into my own hands.
and he just shot. But the stupid thing is he shot other drivers.
Yeah,
You're
he's like,
supposed to
"Fuck
kill
you."
management.
Yeah, idiot.
You kill
fucking moron.
management. You don't kill the people
Yeah.
you work with.
Go
that
in with
know.
a plan, guy. Don't
Yeah.
just
I mean, maybe he just hated them, and he's like,
Yeah,
fucking
maybe.
this guy. Fucking goddamn it.
Maybe they were like taking days off or like shortening
Yeah,
their own
it's
hours.
possible.
Maybe they're the reason that he had to work so much overtime.
Yeah. And he's like, I killed the manager. He's like, manager wouldn't have had to do it if it wasn't for that prick Jeff.
That prick Jeff. There's always a prick named Jeff.
Yeah. But yeah, he killed him. And then we went in last night and we're like, so what happened?
So
And
what
they're just-
happened?
They're
They're
just
like,
yeah,
nothing?
Yeah.
What are you talking
We're not allowed
about?
to talk about it. They brought it up in the meeting and then we're just like, you can't talk about it. It's like,
They're like, talk about what?
yeah,
What do we?
basically. It's just like, what do you mean can't? Like, this is important to.
Didn't like a couple years ago somebody get their head cut off at UPS?
Oh my
Yeah.
God! What kind of fucking company is this? It sounds like a goddamn carnival.
Like it wasn't like a cult thing. Like the management didn't gather around in a circle and behead them. Like it was like an accident.
Tonight we
yeah.
kill the prick Jeff.
No,
Fuck
so
that prick, Jeff.
A feeder was backing up to the big hole in the wall, and some lady stuck her fucking head out of it and just.
Oh my God!
Just lobbed it right off.
I can visually see that happening. Like I can see the hidden camera footage that caught it right now in my mind.
That's
Jesus
fucking
Christ!
It's disgusting. One time I got my hair caught in a belt. That's about it. I mean, by
Like
caught,
a belt
I mean,
buckle
like,
kind of thing, or
yeah, I was sucking dick. And, no, like the belt. Like
It was
there's
your beard
belts,
hair.
There's belts everywhere.
Yeah,
And I got-
there are everywhere.
and
They're
I
everywhere.
did not have a hat on, and a piece of hair just went and ripped out, and I was like, ah!
look, your head didn't go with
And that's
it.
my UPS.
That's your close call.
injury story. I should have got fucking workman's comp for that.
Smashed my finger.
Yeah.
It's kind of purplish.
Oh my god, dude! You should file a grievance.
Yeah, and then shoot them when they say no.
You should take off time for that.
You think they're gonna be iffy now? Whenever someone files a grievance, they're gonna be like, "Oh Jesus Christ, is he
Oh,
gonna
God.
fucking murder us?"
They're not gonna give
Oh.
a shit. Business as usual.
You
even
file
happen.
grievances for everything though at UPS, like anything that goes wrong.
Yeah.
Like when I got in
Oh, shit.
trouble.
What have you
Brian
done?
just lowered his chair all the way, and it was funny. He looked like a small person.
Okay.
Like when I would get in trouble at UPS, I file a grievance. Like it goes both ways. Like,
Yeah. You're just
they'd be like, "You're calling in too much," and I would file a grievance and be like, "Okay,
yeah. Take
I
those
won't
off.
do that anymore."
The
Take
vending
that off
machine
my
ate my
record.
dollar. I'm gonna file a grievance.
Yeah.
Right.
So you just file grievances all the time. Grievi, if you
Yeah,
will.
you get some grievies going.
Yeah. Grievi. So
So I'm Mike.
I'm David,
I'm Brian.
and thank God Kyle's not here for the first time, right? Am I right?
Hell yeah.
I'm really, really curious what he would think of the movies
I
we
mean,
saw.
I am too. I am too.
Yeah.
I am very curious. That I was like iffy about even bringing this movie this week because I really wanted to see what he had to think about it. But you know what? Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him.
He's
He
too
can't
good
do it.
for us, so fuck him.
He's too good for us. We're too good for him.
I mean, that's true.
It's
also.
it's not us. It's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about our first movie for tonight?
Let's
Let's do a little bit.
Yeah,
on,
yeah. We went and saw
on the-
Mummy.
On the Mummy.
I didn't.
Yeah, Brian didn't.
I had to work.
Yeah.
I went
We
to work.
I mean, it was work to watch this movie. So
Yeah, I got paid to not watch it.
Yeah.
You paid
We
to
We had
paid
to
watch it.
pay
watch
to
it.
watch. I feel gypped. I want to file a
Yeah.
grievance.
we should definitely file Grievi. So where should we start with this?
Well, we can just.
Beast.
It's. I kept making the joke through the whole movie where I'm like, this movie feels like it was made for someone who didn't speak English because
Yeah.
all the dialogue is very simple, it's very basic, and it's spoken in a very even tone, and like there's a lot of stuff done in narration. I'm like,
There are like 7 narrations. Like it's just like this is what's happening in the movie.
and it keeps
20
doing
minutes later, it's like
flashbacks.
again, this is our goal right here. This is our goal.
Hey, remember this that happened?
Yeah.
This is why it happened.
It's happening this way, so we can do this. That was the whole fucking movie.
It was pretty goddamn ridiculous.
So he was making that joke how it sounded like it was made for somebody that doesn't speak English well.
a 12-year-old Chinese boy is what I said.
Yeah. It was, basically. It was. Okay, so I don't know if you looked this up at all or anything, but I read somewhere and I heard somewhere that the future of the dark universe that they're making.
I can't believe it actually put that up there too. Can you imagine?
After the Universal logo, it like went to the other side of the universe.
God.
and it said
Dark
dark
universe.
universe. It literally said dark universe. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you
So
doing?
the future, I've heard, the future of the Dark Universe movies depends on the foreign markets. So, like, it can do shitty here, but if it does well everywhere else, they can still make these movies. So they literally made it so it would do well in foreign markets, so they can force these
Hell yeah.
movies into existence.
Yeah.
So that's what it is, and you get a shitty fucking product.
The whole time it reminds me of
Unless
that.
you're foreign.
Unless you're foreign, maybe.
Then
I
you
don't
love
know.
it. It's great.
It reminds me of that. I'm gonna reference the video no one's ever seen, but it's a commercial for a solid state drive, like a computer part, and all the dialogue is said in a very bad way. Like the actors are criticized for being terrible in it, but they're
Yeah.
not. They were told to act that way, so that way the lip syncing and the pacing of how they put out their lines could match up with foreign markets because
Yeah.
this was a commercial that was going to be used elsewhere. And so they were said, speak very simple words, speak them clearly, and say it in this even, specific tone so that way it can go elsewhere. And it just reminds me of that, except it's 2 hours long, has a mummy in it.
Has a fucking mummy in it.
And
A super sexy mummy, by the way.
yeah. That no one ever fucks.
No one
fucks the
fucking
mummy.
person fucks the mummy. It's unbelievable. It's fucking unbelievable. Tom Cruise, maybe his worst role of all time.
I would say that it's the worst performance I've ever seen out of Tom Cruise.
Like
Granted, I haven't seen many of Tom Cruise's bad
What was that
movies.
one thing that we laughed at? Oh, also, we were by ourselves in the theater.
Yeah.
There was absolutely
Only
no one.
us.
And we accidentally saw it in 3D. That's another thing. Damn. But what was that one? He was like looking at a case.
He was looking at a case full of skulls, and it starts on the shot where he's looking at the skulls, and then about 4 or 5 seconds into this, I swear to God, he's looking at the skulls for a while. All of a sudden, at the end, he goes, "Huh." Like that.
He basically goes, boo.
And then after he does that, Dr. Jekyll walks in and
Yeah,
says,
there's a Dr. Jekyll in this movie.
"Oh
by
my
the way.
God, yeah! How do we just
and-
gloss over all the Dark Universe setup in
Yeah.
this? It's not a mummy movie; it's a Dark Universe movie.
There's a room of like glass jars with stuff in it. There's the hand.
Creature from Black Lagoon's hand is
Yeah,
in there.
and then there's a
Jesus.
fucking Dracula skull with the teeth, with the fucking vampire teeth.
Yeah. And I think it had on a label. It said "blah" on the label.
Blah.
It is bonkers.
It is out of control,
Sounds great.
and it's not good. It was fun. I had
Yeah,
fun,
yeah.
but it was dog shit.
Yeah. It to me it didn't reach Batman versus Superman levels of bad, because when we left the theater I said Batman versus Superman was fun because it was like a guy jumping off of a building saying I can fly, and you watch with a smile as he plummets to the ground.
Yeah.
It's like something that's terrible, but you're enjoying it because the goddamn thing thinks it's a movie. It's
Yeah.
trying so hard to be a movie. And you're just like, you are not a movie, Batman versus Superman.
I still haven't seen that.
But the Mummy knows it's not a movie. So it's like a guy going, I'm
Yeah.
going to jump. Whoa. And you're like, he's not going to jump about halfway through. And that's when I got bored of it. Like,
Yeah,
it never tries
It
to
is
be,
just-
everyone knows it's shit.
yeah. No, there's no
That's
one's
the
like,
downside.
I thought it was great. No, it's dog shit.
Yeah.
It's absolute dog shit.
When I brought it up to my coworkers who are normally like, I love everything that's put in front of me
They were
kind
like,
of people.
that's bad, isn't
They
it?
were like, it had its and I'm like, oh my God. Like, these are people that like, what'd you think of it? Oh, it was really great. Yeah, I had a
They're
great
just like,
time. Yeah. It's like I could ask them like, how was the vivisectomy? And they'd be like, oh man, blast. The doctor was real cool.
Doctor was cool.
Yeah.
Had a good time. I was
Yeah.
in and out.
Yeah, he let me keep it in a jar. It's real great. But it's like with the Mummy, they were like, some people kind of, I was maybe again, maybe on TV.
So to wrap it up, go see The Mummy.
Wrap it up.
Oh shit!
I
No,
wanted
mean-
Tom Cruise to say the line, "Show me the Mummy."
Oh my god.
He said it multiple. He said it one time. I ignored it because I didn't want to acknowledge it. And then he said it another time, and I was like, Mike, I intentionally ignored that the first time, so that this wouldn't have to happen. Now it has to happen.
And I think I said it like twice more before we were done.
No, so yeah, it's a dog shit movie. I do recommend it though because it's fun. It's really fun.
I can't
It's fun.
wait till it's on fucking TNT or something.
Absolutely
like
not. I would never watch this movie outside of a theater in my fucking life. Are you kidding me? It's a whole different experience. Actually, I don't even know if I would ever watch it in 3D now that we saw, or in not 3D now that we saw it in 3D.
that. 3D was pretty good,
It was great. It was fun.
except when it was the fucking news footage that interrupts the movie.
There's news footage not in 3D.
What?
Yeah,
There's like
it's-
40 seconds.
The movie's 3D. It starts, they're revealing things, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, here's some news footage to explain what you're seeing, and then the news footage goes away and it goes back to where we were, like where we just left off. And so I'm like, okay, news footage out of nowhere, but the news footage wasn't in 3D. It was
wasn't in
flat,
fucking 3D.
flatter
It's
than fuck.
flat.
We even
It's
took
supposed
off our
to be-
glasses.
It's supposed to be
Bullshit.
like you're watching TV and
It's
the news
bullshit.
is on.
Dude.
They even do it when there's a handheld camera shot.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's like a POV handheld camera shot, not 3D.
Oh my God, no! It rips off Werewolf in London too. It has a zombie friend that's cursed and following him around, and it even gets goofy with him too. At first, I was like, "Oh, he's like an ominous cursed character,"
Now he's just like, hey,
but then he's like, "Bro, over here, let's go to the girls' bathroom. Isn't that funny?" And
Yeah.
I'm just like, "Oh my God, this is literally like."
and like my problem with that is that like it didn't do anything.
No!
Like it was there was no point. It just didn't do
They even
anything.
forget about him like halfway through the movie,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Oh shit, remember he's still here" at the last 10 minutes. There's so much of this movie that happens in the last 10 minutes where it's like, oh yeah, we have to explain what's going on and wrap it up.
It's a fucking insane movie.
It's pretty crazy.
Go see it.
I liked it.
See it. Go see it. Brian, you should go see it. You should pay the $14 to go see it in 3D. I will donate half of that for you to go see it.
I'll
donate the $3 I have in my pocket.
Anyway.
I'm not saying tonight.
No, I don't mean tonight. I mean in general. There's probably
you're
one
probably
showing
right.
left.
You're probably right.
That
we were
did
literally
happen.
there was no one else there. So
Yeah, that did happen that night where we look up the movie times. He's like, we'll do it at 9. I'm like, that's pretty late. You're like, it's that or 10:30.
Yeah, there's 2 showings, man. No, man, it's shit. All right, let's move on to our actual
movie that we watched.
Film.
The one that's in the title.
It's in the title.
The Return.
You'll know about it.
Oh wait, no, not that.
Not that.
No,
No,
they got rid of that.
They got rid of that.
It's not that.
It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Next Generation, TCM Next Gen, guys. Holy shit! The time has come. We're entering the Texas Chainsaw fucking universe.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Why don't you synopsize it?
Synopsize it? You got it, bro. So, well, first off, it starts at a prom.
No, let's back it up.
Oh, it has a nice big intro.
It starts with the like classic voiceover from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, but for some reason, the most uninteresting voice of all time. Like, you guys remember that? It's just like a dude. He's just like, "Yeah, this is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre," basically, and then that's it. It's horrible. It's a horrible voiceover. And then it goes straight into the opening credits, which is like the worst font I've ever seen in my life. So off to a terrible start.
We go through, like 5 minutes before the movie actually starts.
Yep,
I forgot.
I
blocked all that out.
Just credits for like 5 minutes. And then, Mike, what happens after that?
We go to prom. Ooh. Purely on the outside because they couldn't afford to show the inside.
That's true.
and we see how bad the actors are in this movie right off the bat.
Yep. They're
very bad.
They're very horrible.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if it's their fault. I just feel like it's very poor writing. I mean, it's partially their fault.
It was,
but the writing is bonkers.
I mean,
awful.
if you're given a shit sandwich, do you eat it?
Yeah, exactly.
But you can still act.
Do you eat it or do you send it back?
Say your line's good.
I mean,
even if the lines are bad, you can still say them good.
They could certainly have done a better job. I'm just saying, not a good start, probably. Okay.
So anyway, we established that there's a Heather character and a Barry guy, and they're in a relationship, but Barry's kind of a sleep around dude. So Heather runs away, gets in Barry's dad's car, and they drive off, and they find out that in the back seat are your other 2 characters, Jennifer and Sean.
Oh shit, they popped up.
I don't remember anybody's name.
I mean, they say him 400 times.
I gave the movie a compliment while we were watching. I'm like, thank God they say everyone's name 20 times because I hate these people.
Barry!
Yeah, I don't remember anybody's name.
Shut up, Sean.
Shut up.
Barry does this because Barry's dad is Barry.
If guys don't have sex, they could get prostate cancer. I thought, I even though it's like shitty, I love his character. I think he's fucking hilarious. Barry, I think he's fun. My dad's a doctor. Shut up.
My dad's a lawyer.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so fucking funny. But yeah, they say the names like 500,000 times.
I don't remember.
In that one conversation.
Yeah. But they're somewhere in Texas, and they're driving around for God knows how long, but they end up in the worst possible area of Texas, like the Twin Peaks version of Texas.
Yeah.
And they get run off the road, and their car's wrecked, so they can't go anywhere. They split up. Sean stays at the car. The other 3 go into town and find, what was her name? Darla?
I don't remember what her name is.
Darla, the crazy bitch.
I don't know if her name's Darla.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anybody's name.
Maybe it is.
I forgot them all.
But anyway, I'm going to keep calling her Darla because it doesn't fucking matter. So Darla is a weirdo.
She shows her boobs to
She shows her boobs to people that throw rocks.
Which is clearly a double.
Yeah, it's like prop boobs.
Yeah, because it cuts away and to these gigantic tits and then cuts back to her putting her shirt back on.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Do you think the original take had her showing her tits and then the guy's like, we can't use those tits?
No, I'd imagine. I feel like in most cases, it's like she's like, I don't want
stunt
my
boobs.
tits. I don't want my tits to be in this movie.
Stunt boobs.
Yeah, they're stunt boobs.
Stunt boobs in.
Yep.
Yeah, before the age of CGIing them out. But anyway.
You just had to throw out real life other tits. And
So Sean, we go back to Sean at the car, and he gets to meet Matthew McConaughey, what's his character's name? Vilmer. So we meet Vilmer, who has a robot leg and is 120% fucked up. This guy's crazy, and he kills poor Sean by running him over in the car like 20 goddamn times. And while the other three are going back to the car because Darla ordered them some help or something like that, so they're going back to the car.
It is Darla, by the way. I'm sorry.
Okay. So they're going back to the car, and they split up again. So now Heather and Barry are off on their own, following Vilmer's truck, trying to get him to help them. And poor Jennifer's all alone to just go back to the car and find Sean's gone missing. But what Heather and Barry find is they find Leatherface's house.
Oh, shit.
And it all just kind of spirals out of control from there. Like, Leatherface stalks Heather a bit. They meet a guy that likes to quote people. I can't even remember his name.
I don't remember his name, but I also love that character. I think he's fucking hilarious.
And yeah, Leatherface throws Barry in a fridge and hangs Heather up on a hook. Then we go back to Jennifer, who's getting to meet Cyborg McConaughey, and and she realizes how fucking crazy he is before he gets a chance to kill her. So she runs away from him. He chases her, and she escapes into the forest. And then Leatherface starts chasing her, and then she escapes from Leatherface into the house. Right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. It's crazy. It's a crazy.
Sounds
movie.
about right.
I think so.
Yeah.
No. She gets back to Darla. That's right. She
she
escapes
goes
Leatherface back to Darla.
That's when Darla finds out that like Darla's not.
Yeah, Darla's not a good lady.
Yeah.
She's a bad lady. And so they tie up Jennifer, put her in the trunk.
And then they go get Darla gets pizza,
Goes to get pizza,
which is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. It's great. She just doesn't care. It's
No,
so good.
yeah,
It's so good. She just doesn't give a shit. The cops pull up, and she shuts the fucking trunk at the exact right time. Mm-hmm. And, it's just like,
and the cop's
right,
like, "What's in your trunk?" And she's like,
yeah.
and I'm driving off with pizza.
Yeah, I got pizza.
But they make it back to Leatherface house, and on the way they find fucking Heather crawling on the ground.
Yeah, she
somehow got off the hook.
Yeah, how did she do that? They didn't fucking explain that. Explain that to me, Brian.
I don't know.
Is she that strong?
Do you want
Maybe.
anyone to explain anything in this movie? Because there is that's the
actually,
least of our troubles if we're trying to explain things.
Anyone
in this
to
movie.
ever explain anything in this movie?
But I'm just gonna round up this ending because it's like
do it.
this is halfway through the movie, and the second half is literally just a back and forth of them being fucking crazy inside the
Absolutely
Leatherface
insane.
house, with Leatherface cross-dressing, with Jennifer saying that she doesn't like being there, and with Matthew McConaughey just putting on a goddamn show for everyone.
Giving 110%.
Yes.
The entire time.
Yeah.
But eventually, after this back and forth, does she escape? Does she escape? No. Will she escape? Maybe. She finally fucking escapes in the middle of the day, and Cyborg... Oh, wait. I skipped over a
You
bit.
skipped over
The dinner.
whole ending of the movie, man.
I should at least mention the dinner.
You should at least mention Are we not gonna mention the like really weird part? Like, are we gonna mention Rothman?
No, that's the dinner.
Okay, okay.
She goes to a dinner, and there's all these stuffed people, and it turns out one of them's not stuffed because he just gets up and walks away at the end of it.
Funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
But while they're at this dinner, this crazy guy in a business suit shows up, and he's really fucking weird, and he's like ordering Cyborg McConaughey around, and he starts licking Jennifer's face a lot, and he's got these weird like scars and piercings on him, and so it's like this guy's fucking crazy and weird and out of nowhere, and it just puts McConaughey in a bad mood, so he crushes Heather's skull with his robot leg, and Heather is able to escape.
Not
by,
Heather then.
Jennifer gets to escape at this point by using the
I
remote
don't remember whose
control
name is what.
to disable McConaughey's leg.
Yeah.
And she escapes, and Leatherface and McConaughey are chasing her, and she looks like she's not going to get out of there, but then a plane swoops in and fucking runs down McConaughey.
Yeah.
And she runs away into a limo that appears out of nowhere, and crazy guy in a suit, Rothman is in there. And Rothman's like, yeah, I'm sorry, this was supposed to be a spiritual thing, and everything got kind of out of hand. I'll drop you off at the hospital if you want, and stuff like that. And it's just like...
And then when we get to the hospital, a lady is like going by on a stretcher or whatever,
Yeah.
and that's the original survivor from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And it gets crazier. The guy pushing her
Oh, is what's his face?
Yeah, the fat guy from the first massacre.
Yeah.
And the dude talking to her, the cop that's saying that has the great final line. What does he say? What the fuck is going on
I got it
here?
written down somewhere.
But that cop,
The last line of this entire movie is, "What the hell is going on here?" Which is so fitting and perfect. But what's up with him?
the cop is the grandpa from the first movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
So it's like the last scene is just a fucking reunion.
It's just people from the original.
Yeah. In fact,
That's crazy.
when I looked it up, that was kind of a thing that the original director had going on. He was trying to get all these people from the first one in on it, but a lot of them just turned him down, and so he had to get different people for different roles. And he said, "All right, we'll just do cameos then."
So that's the movie.
That's There's so many other things though. Like I told the story, but each fucking scene is its own story. It's like the picture's worth 1,000 words kind of thing.
Yeah. So how do you, before we dig into this fucking movie, how do you guys feel? We didn't do this before, but how do you guys? What's your relationship with the series?
Yeah.
I'll start, I guess. Pretty big fan, I guess. Second, I've seen all of them. Second one is probably my favorite. I'm not a huge fan of the original, to be completely honest. I used to be, I guess, but the second one's my favorite. Don't like the third one. This one is weird. And I like the remake too. Actually, the first one. I don't know about. I don't know if I've seen the other
Jessica
ones.
Biel one.
Yeah, that one's good. But yeah, I'm a pretty big fan. I guess I'm not like a huge fan, but yeah. How about you?
Yeah,
Brian?
I'm about the same. I guess I've seen all of them up to. I saw the Jessica Biel one in theaters.
I don't think I did. I
I did.
I don't think I did.
And then I haven't seen any of the ones after that. Like the weird prequels
Yeah,
or whatever.
There's like
prequels,
Texas Chainsaw at the beginning.
Sequels to the prequels.
And there's one called like Texas Chainsaw 3D or some shit.
I haven't seen any of that stuff, but
There's a
I've
new
seen
one
all-
coming out.
seen all the rest.
Leatherface, I think, is what it's called.
And,
Leatherface.
Yeah, I mean they're all right.
They're good.
They're good. They're not.
good. It's
they're
good fun.
Yeah.
How about you, Michael?
I've only seen the first one.
Why are you that guy? You only see the first one.
Well, when I was a kid, and even like I've only seen it once too. When I was a kid, I was over at a friend's house late one night, and we started to watch like monster movies, and I was able to go through all of Texas Chainsaw 1 without like being scared. And I was a pussy as a kid. I was a little baby boy, and so I was able to go through all the first one. I was able to go through all the first one without too much trouble. And it's like and watch it all the way through, and then we decided to watch Evil Dead, and I lost it, and I couldn't watch it, and I had to go upstairs out of the basement and chill out in the kitchen or some shit because I was a little kid and I was a baby. But
what the fuck is this guy's problem?
I don't know.
I guess that's my bit on the first one is I genuinely didn't find it scary.
Yeah.
Like there are things
It's
about it that
not.
are disturbing and frightening.
No,
but
yeah,
it's
I
like,
don't even think it's supposed to be scary though. Like that's
Yeah.
the whole thing. It's not supposed to be like,
Yeah,
oh,
you're
you're
just
scared.
like,
You're
these
supposed to be
people
like,
are
oh my
fucking- yeah,
god.
they're
Yeah.
fucked up.
And so I think that kind of turned me off from the movies, and like I didn't end up seeing any of the other ones. I've seen scenes and parts of 2
Yeah.
because
2's great.
it's
Definitely.
got
I think
Hopper in it.
I think you would like to.
It's like kind of a comedy.
No, it is a comedy. Like for sure, it's
Yeah.
a comedy.
It's good.
That's probably it's probably the best one. It's one of the best ones for sure.
But then I watched this one.
Yeah.
And so it's like I have like no bias. I remember you mentioned a lot of people were upset about how Leatherface was.
Yeah,
People
a
do
stuff
not
like
like
that.
this one.
A lot of people, number one, they don't like this movie, but like a lot of people don't like how how Leatherface looks. God damn it, Brian!
It's 8 o'clock.
Is this gonna fucking happen every week?
It is, yeah.
Why don't you just keep your phone somewhere else, you son of a bitch?
Nope.
Anyways, yeah, people don't like this movie. People don't like how Leatherface looks. There's, people have a lot of issues.
Really, I wouldn't start there. Like if I was like
Yeah, that's the least of our problems.
it's like I looked up people nitpicking like, "Oh, this contradicts this and this contradicts this from the other movies." And
Yeah.
Leatherface, it's like, is that where you're going with this?
But also, the Illuminati's in this movie. So what the fuck are you
what
talking
are
about?
you talking about?
We have
That's what
bigger
bothered
fish
you.
to fry, man.
Yeah. Leatherface also has the best dialogue in the movie because he just goes, ah!
Yeah, he just
That's all he
screams the
does.
entire time. It's so good.
I like that bit where he like screaming, standing up, and she goes, sit the fuck
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
He's like,
he's like,
"Oh." He kind of like tones it down a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
No, man. I don't know, man. People hate this movie, and listen. I get it, okay, but like, there's a ton of like at least interesting things. Like, you don't even have to say they're good because maybe they're not, but it's interesting. It's an interesting watch. I don't know, man.
I feel like it's once they get to the house, then you're like,
Honestly,
everything-
I think the first they could start this movie. They could start this movie when they're in the car after
Yeah.
the prom. Like, get rid of that whole
Turn it-
shitty
yeah.
prom sequence.
it's not necessary.
No, it's not at all.
You're not really-
you
it's
dress
not
them
really
in
like-
suits, and
yeah.
that's fine.
You don't need the character development because
No,
all
you
shitty.
do
Like,
not.
and there even isn't any really.
No.
Yeah.
So it's just like
I seriously think the only thing that carried over from that first character development scene was just the joke about his dad.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Which is funny. But they could have just done that. They
Yeah.
could have just done it. Get rid of all that bullshit.
Yeah.
And honestly just weighs down the movie.
And it's-
so yeah, just start in the car.
But this movie's only like fucking 86 minutes
That's
long.
true. That's true. That is true.
And we're telling it to cut out like 15.
Put something else there. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. Maybe explain the ending a little bit more. I don't know.
Explain anything.
Explain
a little bit more.
Pick a scene from the movie, explain it, and then there's your 15 minutes.
Or just do more shit in the house.
Or do more shit in the
Just
house.
more, yeah.
I actually do like the house stuff. Like, some people don't, because it's people screaming for like
Yeah, it's
a half hour. I love it. I think it's great.
The house stuff is the best. It's
And me and Mike talked about this when we watched it. I think the set design in this movie is fucking incredible. I think the movie looks great. I think because the movie before this, Leatherface, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. That was the only one that was shot not in Texas. That one was shot in Hollywood somewhere. So it was a set, and you could fucking tell it just wasn't the same. So then in this one, you're like, this is Texas, man. This is like oozing Texas. It's like really muggy looking, and everything's disgusting.
Lots of fog.
There's
lots
a
of
ton of
smoke.
fog. It, like, the sound design's great. There's like a bunch of locust sounds and like crickets and shit. It's nice. And then when you get to the house, I love there's that wall in the kitchen full of keys and stuff. There's like all that sick shit. And I love how the house looks. And yeah, I think that's one of, if there's a strong suit in this movie, it's certainly the set design. I think the set design's great.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can get behind that. For me, it was just been there, done that kind of stuff. It didn't like stand out as exceptional. Like, I would notice it if it wasn't there, and I'd be like, "Well, that's fucking barren kitchen, nothing going on in there." But to me, it's like, and I know this is what they were going for. It just looked like shit on top of shit on top of shit.
yeah.
No, that's definitely what they were going for.
That's
what it is.
exactly what
It's
they
a
were going
filthy-
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like, at that point, it's like, oh, I expect the insane asylum to be like clean and white and pristine, or I mean, like the hospital to be clean and white and pristine. I expect the lawyer's office to have books on the shelves. I expect the crazy psychopath's house to have shit on top of shit on top of shit.
You also-
it didn't stand out as being impressive.
You also
to me.
don't have that much experience with the series. Like, I just think this is like
That's true.
I think it's one of the better houses. Like, in the second one, they're like they're like under an amusement park or
it's all
something.
underground.
It's like it's cool and it's crazy, but like, I just think this house and this one looks the best. I think it looks better than the original one. Original one, there's just like feathers all over the place. It's just just a fucking house with feathers.
I
everywhere.
will give it that the original one, whether it was, like, I don't know if this is true or not, but it looked like it was set up where it's like, like, oh, we can put this here, we can hang this weird thing here and stuff like that. I will give Next Generation props for making it at least look like we just walked into a
exists.
crazy person's house.
Yeah, like, it looks like it exists in real life. But yeah, that's like one of the biggest strong suits I think this movie has. The fucking narrative is absolutely insane.
Except for the points it cranks it to 11. Stuffed bodies everywhere and skin hanging on the walls.
I like that stuff.
Yeah.
No, I think that works. I just think like that stood out as being like the unrealistic parts of it, where it's like that didn't feel natural.
I love that part where she goes upstairs and there's like a stuffed cop or whatever.
Yeah.
That's so
That whole
spooky,
room was
dude.
super cool looking.
Spooky, man. And then when she wakes up at the dinner table and she looks to the left and it's all fucking stuffed dead people.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Also, her friend is there and they light her on fire.
Yeah.
And then there's so much shit that happens in this fucking
Yeah,
movie in
It is
86
bonkers.
minutes.
It is bonkers. They stuffed everything in there except for an explanation of anything.
I still like Darla's explanation because she's talking about how she has a fucking bomb in her head, and if she doesn't do what they want, she's gonna pop like a weasel.
Yeah.
And she says at one point that she thinks Vilmer's from outer space. It's like, I think he's from outer space.
Yeah.
And it's like, I really thought the movie was gonna go there. There were times where I was
maybe it did.
expecting
I don't know, man.
him to be, oh yeah, he's legit an alien. And
Maybe
I was
Rothman.
expecting him to bleed green or something.
Maybe Rothman is an alien. Maybe.
Yeah, he's got that weird shit on his chest.
Maybe
all
he's
those
a fucking
piercings and
alien.
things.
It could be an alien race that is employed to inflict horror
Yeah.
on everybody else. You don't know.
It makes as much sense as anything else.
You don't know. I think that this movie, honestly, suffers from like one of the typical like horror sequel problems, and that's I think it went through. I'm not for sure, but I think it went through like recuts.
Yeah.
Like it seems like stuff probably was a little bit more explained, but then they're like cut it down, do this, add this, whatever.
Well, I do know this thing was kind of stuck for a long time, where they
wasn't it
wrapped at like 94, and then it didn't actually make its theatrical debut until like 97.
97, yeah.
And it's like, what was it doing for 3 fucking years?
Yeah, what happened was they shot this when Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey were unknowns.
Yes.
And by the time it came out, they were both famous. So
Yeah, because that was like his second. It was like right after Dazed and Confused.
yeah, it was either right before or
Because
right
also
after.
when he comes in the room and he's like,
all right.
all right,
Dude, okay, we have to.
it's great. Even at that time,
You know what?
I knew
Yeah,
that
we
that
have
was
to-
a good line.
We have to talk about Vilmer, aka Matthew McConaughey. For a
AKA
second.
Cyborg.
He's definitely
Cyborg.
like the best.
He is
He's
the
so
movie.
good.
He is
Yeah.
100% this movie.
This is why you watch this movie, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yes,
It's like if you're watching this movie, you're like, more than you watch it the first time out of morbid curiosity. You watch
Yes.
it the second time because
you want to
Matthew
see
McConaughey.
that fucking performance again.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
He
it's-
gives.
It's great.
He cranks it up to 11. The whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
He just gives it his all.
Yeah, starts cutting himself.
He starts cutting himself. He's just yelling. He literally, like Brian said, he says, "All right, all right, all right."
Yeah, he
It's
busts
great.
into the dining room and
Yeah.
he just yells it, but he does it slow, so it's
Yeah.
like it's so good.
Yeah.
God damn.
Get that bitch leather.
I also like the shotgun scene where he's like,
Oh
pull
my
the
God.
trigger, and she pulls it and it's empty. He's like, ah!
Yeah,
And he just starts
yeah.
screaming. He grabs the gun and shoots it to show that the other chamber was
in there,
loaded.
yeah.
And then he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Dude,
whoa,
yeah.
like a goddamn gorilla.
Dude,
it's awesome.
I honestly like. Do you think that stuff was written? Like, do you think it's possible that stuff was written, or they were just like, "Fucking do whatever you want," and he just went crazy? Because how do you write that shit?
Well, from how everything else was written, I would say no.
Yeah.
None of that good stuff was written, Dave.
Yeah.
Well, even like just with how good he did it, there's no way.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what
Like,
I'm
it was
saying.
It felt so natural from
yeah.
him.
It literally made me feel like Matthew McConaughey is an insane person.
Yeah.
Because he's so good at being an insane person.
It's like, what would they write?
Exactly.
Shoot the window and act like gorilla. Or
Yeah.
Like you can't. That doesn't translate into what he did.
Dude,
Like,
Matty
yeah.
McConaughey is TCM Next Gen. 100%.
Yeah.
He is this fucking movie. If you're coming for Leatherface, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Leatherfaces and drag come for McConaughey.
Yes, come for McConaughey. Renee Zellweger is okay, I guess.
Yeah, she
What
wasn't
I
bad.
wrote down in my notes, like, I think that she was just like the wrong part.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think she fit. Like, her character was supposed to be like ugly, and she's like, I'm not like super into her, but she's like objectively not that character.
Yeah.
She's like, there's one line where Darla's like, "You look really pretty without your glasses," and it's just like, she looks the fucking same. But what are you talking
Yeah.
about? What the fuck are you talking about? So I think she was miscast. Like, maybe she could be the other girl that, but then it's not a big part, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, and also like her, again with the acting thing, like bad dialogue, but she did it fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She handled.
She
She
did-
handled
she did
her
do it
lines
fine.
fine.
Yeah.
So like,
She's fine in the movie.
Yeah.
She's not, but it's nowhere near
oh no,
Matthew McConaughey.
Well, it's also I imagine her writing wasn't very great either.
Well,
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's just supposed to get scared.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it. Maybe Matthew McConaughey's script was just act crazy, and everyone else
Maybe,
had
yeah.
dialogue.
They had lines, so that's what didn't work.
Yeah.
And then it was like Leatherface.
Yeah.
He was given strict direction on everything.
Just yell, whatever.
Ah!
So good.
It's really good. It's really good
Fantastic.
stuff, man. What do you? What's wrong with this movie, man?
Soundtrack.
What do you think?
Sound, music.
if I
You don't like the music?
Well, it's.
I love when the '90s music kicks
See,
in.
that's the thing. It's like, it's very sign of the times. It was very mid '90s, like
Yeah, yeah.
rock, and
Yeah.
it's great. I like. If it were not this movie, I would be super into it.
I am actually,
not
I'm
this
actually,
but
I'm actually on board with the music in this
I just-
movie. I don't know why,
don't know.
but it works for me.
I just like during the chase scenes, and
Oh,
instead of
I
having
love
like
it.
instead of having like spooky music, it's like this
Yeah, it's like 90s
weird-
rock.
Yeah, and it's just like this is not. I'm not
down,
feeling
dude.
it.
I'm down. I'm down with it.
Any other shitty movie, I'd be on board, but I just
So what were you about to say?
couldn't do it.
well, I was. This movie gave me. outside of Matthew McConaughey's performance, this movie gave me nothing. It wasn't scary to me. It wasn't exciting to me. It wasn't mysterious or curious. It was just
Disagree.
It was
but
just
yeah, that's fine.
confusing.
It's
and
very mysterious, actually. Like why they did it. It's very mysterious.
Well, it's mysterious in the way that some guy walks up to you speaking gibberish and you can't understand him.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that's the
what
mystery
I mean.
to me. Is
That's
like
what I mean.
don't know what he just said. That's
Yes.
not a mystery. That's misunderstanding. That's incoherency.
Same thing.
That happens to me all the time too. Those fucking old creepy guys at Salvation Army. Aliens, it's space, planets, and vertebrae. Can't. I like Star Wars.
JFK.
Yeah.
Globalists.
No, that really happened to me. I'm not even fucking kidding.
That's real life, dude.
I hate it. It was the worst. And I'm too like polite to just not walk away.
Oh,
You
jeez.
should just be like, hey, fuck off, old man. Even though I'm like 5 years younger than you. Because Brian's old.
But
so yeah, the movie gave you nothing.
yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Gen, to me, I could see it as being one of those movies on like Mystery Science Theater 3000 or something like that, where it is just a legitimately bad movie and people are just making fun of it for like it is that kind of movie to me. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense being performed by bad actors, and it's just like that's it. It's a cliche bottom of the barrel movie to me. Like, you know, it's garbage to me. But it's like people can watch that and get enjoyment out of it. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So it's like I didn't have a bad time. I didn't like walk out of this like I would from other kind of garbage movies that have no redeeming qualities. This was fun bad, but I can't sit here and act like that makes it anything other than terrible.
Yeah, I disagree though. I think there are like interesting elements that were just not. They just weren't developed enough. Like I think the whole Illuminati thing, while it might not like work, and it wasn't explained at all. Like I love when sequels do that, when they try to do something like that. Like I don't want to watch another Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Like just like a copy of the first one, because in my opinion, like the first one is a fucking classic. But I mean,
That's it. Yeah.
What is?
Yeah.
I mean,
There
what?
you
They just walk into a house. It's crazy. People die. That's it. That's the whole fucking movie. There's nothing else. And that works for the first one.
Yeah, you can't add to you can't just do it again.
But then in the second one, you got to make it a comedy, and their house needs to be under an amusement
Fucking
park.
Bill Moseley.
And then Bill Moseley is the shit. Chop Top is amazing. But like, yeah, I just think when you get to the fourth movie in a horror franchise, it has to be fucking bonkers and off the wall. And I think it just suffered in the editing, honestly. I feel like there may be a longer cut somewhere where it like explains things more or something.
I heard something about that, but I heard it was 7 minutes that got cut out.
That wouldn't be.
Unless it's like a fucking narration like the
Yeah, like-
beginning again. By the way, if you're wondering about Rothbar or Rothman,
Yeah.
but I will give you that this movie could have something more to it, but if that's the case, for me personally, I didn't get it. Like a fucking art house movie, it was over my head, and I did not get it.
I mean, you're too dumb for it. It's fine. It's fine. You're too dumb for Texas Next Gen.
Or maybe it flew under me. I
went over you.
It went over me?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you're too dumb. No, I don't. I mean, it's certainly not a good movie, but like for me, it's like one of the more interesting sequels. It's definitely the most interesting Texas Chainsaw Massacre to me,
I can
It's the most
completely
interesting.
understand that.
which is why I wanted to revisit it for this podcast. I just think, like, it does so many things well, in my opinion. Like, and it all comes back to like the set and stuff. Like, I don't know. It's like they're like building a universe. Like, I think that's cool. I like that everyone's involved. And like, I don't know, man, they go to the house, Darla's like real estate house thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And she ends up being involved, and her going to the fast food place. Like, that's just a little scene, but I just like that, like, you know, everything is involved, like all these moving parts. I think it's really cool.
No,
It looks like Texas, man. I'm so fucking, I don't like the third one, because the third one looks like they shot it in the desert in fucking California or something, or Nevada or wherever. It just doesn't.
'Cause they did.
It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right in that movie, and then they bring it back in this one, and it's fucking great.
No, I can
It's
see because
insane.
that's the compliment I will give the movie is like you said, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
Like it's got a lot of shadowy stuff going on with low lighting. It's got a lot of smoke and fog going on, and then there's a general like grunginess to everything too.
Yeah.
That it's like that all comes through, and that all pretty cool. It's just that I can't get behind this movie because it just goes so many places for no reason and with no like, you know, not just like from nowhere but going nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like things pop up and pop down, and it's like, to me it looks like a movie that like I would have made as a kid, like, oh, and then this will happen. Let's have her go to a pizza place, and the girl's in the trunk, and oh my god, look how.
I think if there's a scene, like, I think that's one of the better scenes in the movie. Like I said,
but
like,
look,
I understand
out of nowhere to nowhere.
I don't think it's out of nowhere though. Like, she literally says it in the movie. She's like, "I'm going to get pizza, then I'm coming back," and then it sets up this whole thing, this whole fight when they get back. So like, I don't think that's a good example. I think, like, I know what you're talking about. The rest of the movie, I think, is a better example of what you're saying than that particular scene. I love that scene. That, like, it builds a universe for me. It's like everybody's involved. The cops don't give a shit, you know. They're just trying to fuck Darla, whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's
you
good.
got something in your trunk.
Yeah, she's like, I just got a body back there or whatever.
Yeah.
I just got somebody tied up back there.
Everyone wants to
see?
fuck Darla.
And he's like, oh, yeah. Oh, maybe I shouldn't.
I get fired,
I
yeah.
should. I love that scene. But yeah, like, I know what you're saying. There's a lot of stuff in this movie where it's just like, wow. They just keep going back into the house, huh? They just keep leaving and then coming back over and over again.
The part I was most into the movie where I was like, okay, this isn't that bad anymore, other than the McConaughey scenes,
Yeah.
was when Leatherface was chasing the girl after she escaped McConaughey. Because he chases her, like, through some fucking water, through the crazy house, onto the fucking roof, out of the, it's like crashing through the gazebo, and it's like, and then around the corner, and it's like, god damn, like all the way to grandmother's house they went, and I'm just like, I liked that.
Yeah. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Because chainsaws are fucking terrifying.
They are, man.
Like, that's not going to cut you like a knife. That's going to shred you like
Shred your skin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shreds your
gonna
fucking
hurt.
skin up. Yeah.
it's going to be like a bunch of things chewing you.
Here's my question. How come they always want these faces? When they bring these girls to dinners and stuff, they always want these faces for Leatherface. Why are they so bad at getting them? They barely ever get them. Why can't you just... They should have just cut her head off right away. But I guess that wasn't the point. Rothman had other ideas.
Yeah,
It was
This
supposed to-
one wasn't about killing
Yeah,
them.
it was about a
just
whole
about
experience.
horror, exposing them to horror.
Yeah, and I don't know whether that was for Rothman or for the girl or for Cyborg. Like, I don't know why he was doing it. All we know was it's like the director Rothman's the director.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Rothman's
No,
the
this
director
is how
coming in saying, I want to be horror. And at the very end of the movie, he even says something like, sorry, that didn't go how I expected. And I'm
No,
like,
this
yeah,
is-
that's what the director would say at the
This
end of
is
this.
how I take the whole ending. To me, seems like a poor and early attempt at something like Cabin in the Woods. Like, that's what it feels like to me.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like a meta, like, this is what movies are, blah blah blah. You know.
And she gets taken to the hospital where there's the other past actors.
Yep. That's how I take it. But I mean, I don't know. It's not done very well if that's what they were trying to do. But I just think that that's what I'm talking about. Like, I think that end, like, there's supposed to be more, and like, I don't think it's just a shitty ending. Think about it. I think that you could have theories. There's probably theories all over the fucking internet about what it means, and that stuff is interesting to me when it comes to movies.
I can see that. I can see there being a discussion about what really happened. It's just the problem for me is it's like a guy running up to you and speaking gibberish. It's like, yeah, you can sit there and think, what was he trying to say? Well, it's like he cut off his ear before he said the bit about lizard people at the center of the
Or you
earth.
could just go, boo!
Or you
and
could
then
just
walk
go
away.
like, fucking crazy guy, and then
Yeah.
get out of there.
How do you feel about this movie, Brian? Listen,
I mean, I don't.
it's weird. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
weird
It's
one.
just. It's like just as we said, just get rid of the like first 15 minutes.
Get rid of the first fucking
Just get 'em.
15 minutes.
Also, how did they get lost? Like, don't they live there?
yeah.
That's I literally
Where-
made a note. I'm like, how long were they driving
Yeah.
to get from Prom to Twin Peaks, Texas?
Yeah, like I get maybe it's the middle of nowhere, but still, like, don't they live around there? They don't know where they're at. They also, he kept was it Barry kept going, oh, there's nowhere to turn around. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
just
like,
fucking turn around.
Just
do
turn
it.
around in the road, man.
Just do it. Yeah, make a 3-point
He
turn.
literally says, like, there's nowhere to turn around. This sucks. And it's just like, just do it, man.
Yeah.
Just fucking turn around.
You're in the middle of nowhere. It's not like a cop's gonna
Also,
be like, whoop whoop.
I love
Oh, the cops in on it. Yeah.
the cop could be. See, that would be interesting too.
Yeah.
You never saw the remake?
No.
Oh man,
Oh yeah. So that's
that's a thing in the remake. It's
Basically,
great.
Oh, it's the cops
It's great.
in on it?
yeah.
The cop is
Arlie
what,
Ermy.
Yeah, whatever,
Ermy,
that
Ermy,
fucking-
what the fuck?
the guy from Full Metal Jacket.
The guy that's the drill sergeant. And
Oh,
everything.
he's in it?
yeah, he's the
yeah.
cop.
Well,
He's
now
like-
I have to watch
The
the
remake's
remake.
real good.
It's good. You should check it out.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's very nice.
Where are you from, boy? Texas.
Yeah, just turn around, man. All I'm saying is turn the fuck around.
Just do that.
I did look some stuff up for this movie.
About this movie?
No, like for the on IMDb, they have a parent's guide to like rate movies on how graphic they are and like whether or not they're for kids.
Yeah.
And this
isn't that graphic.
I don't think
I was going to say
not,
this
yeah.
this hardly crossed the halfway point. It
Yeah.
got 31 out of 50 where higher is worse.
Yeah, I can see that.
The highest ranking thing was profanity.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 strong language throughout.
Yeah, and like
I mean,
cutting.
the rest of it, there's not that much gore. It's just like
Yeah.
disgusting. Like the movie just looks
filthy.
disgusting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very filthy. But yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's really not that gory, I guess.
Also, it refers to Leatherface as the main villain and says he
It's not
dresses as
true.
a hooker.
he's not.
He dresses as a hooker?
That's
Well-
what this says. The main villain is dressed as a hooker.
I mean, that would be
I mean,
interesting.
it's
I
like
guess.
in all of them, he's really not.
No, yeah, he's
just,
never
he's a character in it.
he's never
but-
the main
yeah,
villain.
He's just one. He's just a person there. Like the whole. It's just like the family.
It's the family. It's the family unit. It's the family unit.
Family.
Family.
Every movie is about family.
I mean,
Family.
it pretty much is. Every
Yeah.
single fucking movie.
But
on
the
Earth.
last bit got me. It was like, you know, a general.
It ain't no
frightening and
fucking
intense
Biggie.
scenes.
I'm sorry, I had to look that up in my notes. When he tells, is it Sean or whatever? He's like, well, first, I'm going to kill you. It ain't no fucking Biggie. Oh, dude, Matthew McConaughey should get an Oscar now for this movie. He should get an Oscar now.
Can you imagine how snubbed Leo would have felt
Oh
if that
my
happened?
God. It ain't no fucking... He would just walk up to the mic and be like, Leo, it ain't no fucking Biggie.
Oh, man.
But yeah,
All
anyways,
right, all
I'm sorry.
right, all
I'm sorry.
right.
I just saw that in my notes, and the whole scene replayed in my head, and I was like, "Fuck, I got to bring it up before I forget it."
No, that's good. Because the last bit I was going to say is in this parent guide thing, the frightening and intense scenes is rated 6 out of 10, and it sums up the whole movie: constant mayhem and chaos.
Yes,
Damn. Yeah.
which is why I like it, man. I can understand why people wouldn't like it. They'd be like, "Wow, this movie's just annoying,"
Yeah.
and that's why I like it.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Because
It's a loud movie. Like we had to turn it down when we watched it in the office.
Dang.
Because I thought, I was like, people are gonna think that other people are getting murdered in this fucking room.
I got some IMDb reviews here too, if you would want to indulge in those.
read them, bitches.
Well, this one is 1 out of 10, insanely bad. I decided
yeah.
to watch the original at TCM2, Leatherface, TCM3, and TCM4 in a row. I already seen the first two, and I think they're great. This one, however, not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same.
No, yeah, I mean that's true, which is good. That's one. I
Yeah.
don't think that's a fault.
And here we have Brilliant, Sick, and Twisted. I can't believe this is rated so badly by so many people. It's one of my favorite films. It's pretty twisted and sick in a realistic way.
All right, that's a little off.
Yeah.
That's a little off base.
And then we have a whole bunch of people pointing out like continuity errors. Why did she do this? Why did he do that?
Like what?
Most of these.
Like name some.
All right. I don't understand. And Velma replies, "Welcome to my world. This sums up the movie." Blah 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 blah.
I love that part too. Welcome to my world. He's so good.
Apparently, that guy at the start of the movie, like the one that gets run off the road,
Yeah.
that Vilmer kills right off the bat. Apparently, he was first seen in a black shirt, and then he has a white shirt on.
Okay,
Apparently,
that's
there's
dumb
boom mics in a few. Yeah.
That's minor shit.
shit. That happens in every movie.
Most of
Yeah.
these reviews are like stunningly positive. 10 out of 10, 9 out of
Also,
10.
that
Honestly,
part
one of the best horror
is all,
movies I've ever seen.
He's dead. I think
Oh, yeah.
he's still breathing. Then he just like
He
snaps his
snaps
neck.
his
He's
fucking
dead
neck.
now.
He's dead now.
It's so good.
What are you gonna do, Mister? That's the same scene, dude. Well, first I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Dude, you
It ain't
literally
no
just
fucking Biggie.
you just quoted the title, like the title of this guy's review is, "Well, first, I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah, dude, so good.
Matthew
Also,
McConaughey. I'm
was
sorry
it-
to keep bringing it back to
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey, but fuck, man, he is great in this movie.
The one line is not his that I actually liked a lot. It was when they were in the car. Was it fucking Heather or whatever? And I wrote it down. She was just like, "What if we all get into a wreck and die?"
And die,
And
yeah.
it's just like,
Dude,
damn.
she has like multiple lines that
Yeah.
are like,
Very
"We're gonna
seriously-
die
yeah.
and be naked, and they're gonna take pictures of." It's
Yeah.
like, damn, dude, you are morbid.
It's-
You are so morbid.
And it would have been like if she had good delivery, it would have been great.
I actually don't mind her delivery on those. Like those lines, I think are hilarious, but the rest
Oh,
of her
yeah.
acting is just dog shit. Awful dog shit.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing that I loved is when Darla comes in for dinner and she's wearing her dress. You pointed it out.
Yeah.
I love that part.
I liked
little-
that.
That little bit. It's so cool.
because they take the dress from her,
Yeah.
and like later when they're burning her, she's like in some ratty clothes or something.
Yeah. It's so insane.
The review I can agree with the most is this one from fucking 1998. Was IMDb around in 1998? Jesus Christ.
Yes.
The internet was a thing.
Yeah.
Like, barely, but
He says Matthew McConaughey goes hog wild as the lead psycho, and his entourage of crazies provides some hilarious interactions.
I'm on board so far.
The on-screen insanity is frightening enough in this nightmare world, as long as you don't go in expecting some kind of whole horror movie genre. You'll have a good time.
I don't know what that means, but I agree. I think.
yeah.
I don't think the guy used all of his language.
Well, I mean, it was probably hard because the internet was just starting.
Yeah.
and,
1998, yeah.
I don't-
Computers just got invented.
Yeah, he had to. It was like a dial-up situation. He probably kept getting kicked off the internet, and he was just like, "Fuck it, I just need to get
God
it done."
damn it, Mom! I gotta
Yeah.
type this.
Stop! Get off the phone.
It took like 2 minutes for him to actually post that comment after
It
hitting
took
enter.
like 4 years.
Yeah.
He started
I had to
typing that
send it.
4 years before.
Mom, I'm trying to send this message on IMDb. What's that, son?
What's that? It's the
It's a
internet.
movie
Shut up.
website.
What's the
God.
internet?
Shut up.
What's the internet?
What?
No, that's what Mom would have said
Yeah,
in
Mom.
1998.
That's true.
What's the internet? What do you do on there?
You talk about
You
Texas
look
Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation, man.
And you look at pixelized boobs waiting
I
for them
wish
to load.
I wish that I could say that I like saw this. I wish I was a little bit older so that like I could have seen this right when it came out.
Well, it had a
just, like-
very limited release, apparently. 20 theaters.
No, yeah, I
nationwide
just
or
mean
something.
just renting it even because I didn't
okay.
see it until later. Like I
I
didn't.
saw it early. I bought the DVD. I have a DVD of it.
I do. I mean, I do
But
too. That's
I'm
how
saying
we
I
watch
bought it in like 2001.
it. No, I bought. What is your cover? Is it the one with the chainsaw and the lipstick chainsaw?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the original cover.
Yeah.
Mine is. It was clearly released like. I mean, it's a total cash cow because it's a close up of Matthew McConaughey and then Renee Zellweger.
Oh.
That's the cover, and then there's like a tiny Leatherface at the bottom, and then their
Dancing.
names are giant on the front. That's all it is.
Oh, yeah, no, mine. I have like the original one. It has like it has a little fold out.
There's another
booklet
cover,
thing
too.
Inside of it. Yeah, it's of like Leatherface bent
Yeah,
over
yeah.
weird.
Is he's like in a corner somewhere or something?
Doesn't make any sense either.
It's not in the movie at all.
Yeah.
Cool collector's item I found for it. Apparently, the Japanese Laserdisc, released in 1994, has the original Return of title on
Oh,
it.
that's sick.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. Yeah, it was originally called Return of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they changed the title sometime within the 3 years that it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. Like, what happened in those 3 years?
I some of the things I read was that you're right, like the actors in it were like starting to become famous, and so there was like some actual disagreements about whether or not it should be released at
Oh,
all.
they're just like, don't.
They were like,
please don't.
no. He's trying to get a career started. Do not release this.
Well, I just, my friend Sean, he did a podcast about this movie, like, I don't know, like a year
It's
ago.
probably way better than ours.
A year ago. I don't know about that, man. I'm pretty funny. Fuck you, Sean. If you hear this, fuck you. They did it because, like, just this last year is the first time that Renee Zellweger even acknowledged that she was in that movie.
Oh,
she
wow.
never acknowledged it until, like, this last year.
Like Jennifer Aniston does with Leprechaun, probably.
Probably. So what do you think is better, Leprechaun or Texas Next Gen?
I haven't seen Leprechaun in a very long time.
It's not very good.
So
Don't make me pick from my children, David.
It's bad.
They're both terrible.
I mean, I would go with Texas.
I'd go with Leprechaun.
Leprechaun is not good.
Texas is not good.
Yeah, but it's better than Leprechaun. I'm going to say that it's better than Leprechaun.
I'll give you. It's been a while since
Now,
I've seen
if we're
Leprechaun,
talking about
but-
Lep in the Hood, that's a completely different story.
Yeah, then we're going.
Which I would love to bring to this podcast at some point.
I want to do the one
because
where he's in the fucking future and he's on a spaceship, man.
That one is so bad.
I know. He
There's a
turns
lightsaber
giant.
in it.
I just remember.
He
the
has a
scene where he goes-
lightsaber.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
He turns into a guy's dick turns into him.
Man, do you remember when all the horror guys were going to space? Pinhead went to space.
Yeah,
Pinhead
Jason,
did it
Jason
in like
X.
the
Except
third
Jason
one.
went to space and it was tight as hell.
I was down with it. Jason X.
Jason
man.
X is actually good.
Yeah,
I
it's
genuinely
awesome.
had a good time in that
It's
movie.
very good.
I don't know if it's very good.
I say it's very good.
It's pretty good. I'm gonna say it's one of the better Friday movies.
Yeah.
Does that even count as a Friday the 13th movie?
I'd say so. Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. Anything with Jason in it's a Friday movie.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. That's how it.
Is Freddy vs. Jason a Friday the 13th movie?
You got me.
I just don't know. Is it?
You done pulled a fast one on me.
Is it? Or is it not?
Well, maybe. All right. There's like one of those diagrams where the
I would say
circles
yeah.
overlap?
Because he's like the main, like he.
I guess it
he-
could
isn't he,
be.
like the main, basically the main. He does all the work.
He's like the 50. Yeah, I guess.
No, doesn't Freddy bring him back? Where Freddy's like, I need to instill horror in everyone again.
Yeah,
Let's.
but like Jason does all the work.
It's true.
Damn, Freddy vs. Jason is the same movie as Texas Chainsaw Massacre: Next Generation.
What?
It's all about
Yeah,
instilling
basically.
horror, and he brought Jason back to instill horror, and that's what Rothman did. Rothman is Freddy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's the same movie. Holy shit!
You know what? I think Next Gen is just so crazy and incomprehensible and such a mess of things. You can literally overlap any movie onto
probably
it,
could.
and you can be like, "Oh, look at the lines match up here and here and
Yep.
here," and it looks like the same picture, but it's not. It's white noise, and you're just overlaying other images to it and seeing a
Nah,
pattern.
man, you can say whatever you want. It's the sequel to every movie that's ever been made.
Exactly.
That's what I'm gonna say about Texas Next Gen.
it is. It is the sequel to every movie.
That's so good.
All right, thumbs up, thumb downs
We're gonna
around the board.
Wrap this bitch
Wrap
up.
this son of a bitch
Who
up.
wants to go first?
I'll go first. Thumbs down.
Oh shit!
I did have a good time, but there's no way this movie is anything but bad to me. It's a movie that I could see, like, if we ever decide to do riff tracks things on this would be one I would love to do, because there's so much to make fun of and there's so much to enjoy when it comes to seeing a bad movie. But it's like, like I said, you're gonna watch it first out of morbid curiosity, and maybe you'll watch it again just to see McConaughey's performance. But that's all you're ever gonna get out of it to me. So thumbs down.
Okay, so I'm gonna give it a thumbs up actually,
Oh,
but not because I think it's a good movie. It's
No.
actually a bad movie.
Yeah.
But I think it's a fucking blast to watch, and like I said 100 times, the set design is fucking great. Everything looks great. It's disgusting. It's filthy. It makes me feel filthy when I'm watching it, and I just like to feel things when I watch movies. Man, that's the point of movies. So I feel something when I watch this movie, whether it be good or bad. I feel something. So yeah, thumbs up. Matthew McConaughey deserves like 4 thumbs up himself. Yeah, I don't know. Thumbs up, man.
I'm also a thumbs up.
Oh shit!
uh-oh.
I mean, other than like the first 15, 20 minutes, that's terrible. But you get through that, and then it's good. It's very good.
I think. Yeah, I also think it's not good, but it's fun. It's fun.
I like it.
It's fun.
Good.
I also like it, but you gotta watch your goods.
bad, but
you gotta watch your goods, man.
Everything's
Yes,
good.
it's bad.
Yeah.
See, you said it.
It's bad good.
It's bad, but it's good.
bad good.
But
Okay,
it's not bad in a bad way. Like it's
bad in a good way.
Yeah, it's good.
it's a fun thing to revisit.
Yeah, it's bad good. It's not good bad.
See, I would recommend this for people that like fun. Number one,
Yeah.
that's a prereq. You have to like fun.
Yeah, if
wanna
you don't
watch
like
this movie.
fun, then you're not gonna like
You're
this
not
movie.
gonna like this movie. I would also recommend it for McConaughey fans, probably.
Yeah,
It's just interesting.
Without him, it would be bad.
It would be bad.
Oh,
It would
bad.
just
yeah.
be not good
If
at all.
McConaughey wasn't in this
Yeah.
movie, no.
Yeah.
We're
It would
talking
be-
whole, like, there's nothing.
It would
no.
be bad, shit,
Yeah,
awful.
That looked really good.
Bad
Had-
shit.
It'd be a very
awful.
good set with nothing else going
Yes,
on.
it would be a
for
good set with people just running. in
Watch it turn out.
circles.
McConaughey set up the set where it's like he walked into a completely open and blank kitchen, and he's like,
He's
"We should
like-
put some shit everywhere, right?"
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, do whatever, man. You're writing your own
And he
shit."
fucking and every good thing about this movie is
was from
from
him.
McConaughey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would recommend it to those two people, or I think I would recommend it to Texas Chainsaw fans as if they hadn't seen it already. But it's just why not? Let's give it a watch.
I'd recommend it to people who want to start their own riff tracks kind of thing, because it's
What is that?
It's like you watch it and you're like, this is funny.
riff tracks is what they did in Mystery Science Theater. It's
Oh,
like where
so
they
it's-
watch the movie and make fun of it.
Okay.
When MST3K went under, the guys that made it started to do these things called riff tracks because they couldn't get the rights to the movie to show it. So they just
Oh.
made an audio file that you could play alongside the movie on your
Gotcha.
own.
So that's the only people that you would recommend it to? No one else?
Well, those are the people that I feel like you didn't cover.
Oh, okay.
Is like
So
someone who's
including-
looking for
okay.
a bad movie to make fun of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I would recommend this way before 3.
I agree. Yeah, I would totally agree.
I'd probably recommend this
Okay,
over The Thing.
okay. Would you?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna go
Yeah.
there. I was gonna say.
Like if we're doing rankings,
Yeah.
right now The Thing is my biggest thumbs down.
I mean,
this is
it's a
definitely above
horrible
that.
movie. Yeah, I'm glad that you're saying it's above that.
Yeah.
At least.
I'd probably say this is above Mortal Kombat 2 as well.
Yeah, it
Oh,
has to
yeah.
be. Absolutely.
Way, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. Jaws 3 is probably above it for you.
Yeah, I'd say that. Jaws
I would
3
say
gave me
Jaws 3 is below it for me.
Okay. Then that's the happy we centered on it on the scales. Now you know where this movie kind of falls. Somewhere between Jaws 3D and Mortal Kombat 2.
Yes. That's perfect. That is perfect for this. You guys got anything else to say about this fucking movie?
I don't think so.
I think we did it justice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. You wouldn't have to do much to give this movie justice, in my opinion.
We'll be back for more.
Oh, what you know, another goddamn sequel show. Oh, what you know, another goddamn sequel show. Oh, what you know.